Time and death guess link to submit for Anchorhead, which is a Lovecraftian horror interactive fiction game, originally written and published by Michael S. Gentry in 1998. So this ties with FuckQuest for the most recent, or basically the newest games that we've played so far on the DOS Adventure Quest. 20 years old is the most recent. The game is heavily inspired by the works and writing style of H.P. Lovecraft, particularly the Cthulhu mythos. Should actually do an informal, how many games have we played based on the Cthulhu mythos? I mean, obviously Call of Cthulhu. We just got done with Quest for Glory Shadows of Darkness. The Lurking Horror was certainly also a Cthulhu based IF game. So that's 3 right there. This will make 4. I'm trying to remember whether there were any others. Maybe references, if not quite themed. I don't know if anyone remembers any others. So we're certainly no stranger to that. It takes place in a fictional New England town of the same name, Anchorhead, where the unnamed protagonist and her husband, a professor and aspiring writer, have relocated in order to take possession of his ancestral family home. Through historical investigation of the town and her husband's family, the protagonist uncovers a conspiracy to perform a ritual that will summon a great old one and put the planet in jeopardy. The protagonist must stop the ritual from occurring and save her husband. The game's story takes place across 3 days, with the first 2 corresponding to whole days and the third day divided into a number of segments. There is no time limit in the first 2 days. Each day ends when the players completed a required task or tasks. Only during the third day does the game impose constraints on the number of turns a player can take to solve the necessary puzzles. Anchorhead was hailed by critics and players as one of the best interactive fiction games available due to its complex and intricate backstory and well-written dialogue and descriptions. In the 1998 XYZZY Awards, Anchorhead received the award for Best Setting and was also nominated for Best Game. It's actually, what does anyone know off the top of their head? What game did beat out Anchorhead for Best Game in '98? At least one of you should definitely get this one. The hint is it was a game written by Andrew Plotkin. Three bonus Cedrics, whoever knows it. Or is the first person, I guess, to say get the right answer? Yes, Aardvark is correct. It is Spider and Web, which is Tax viewer pick. Tech Louvre's viewer pick. Nicely done, Aardvark. Anchorhead was written by Michael Gentry, who was living in Austin, Texas, in the Inform 6 programming language. Development took approximately 1 year, with several weeks dedicated to designing the game map and writing the story. At least 6 solid hours of coding every day, and an additional 3 months dedicated to debugging. Gentry based the 2 characters on himself and his wife. The game heavily draws elements from Lovecraftian literature, especially the Shadow over Innsmouth, the Dunwich Horror, the music of Eric Zahn, and the Festival, as well as direct references such as the Miskatonic River and the city of Arkham. In 2006, Gentry announced a rewrite of Anchorhead in Inform 7, preliminarily titled Anchorhead, the Director's Cut Special Edition. But the main goal is to be just as evocative as the original, while allowing more room for the reader's imagination. Gentry also stated that some technological limitations encountered in Inform 6 would be addressed, and NPC characters would be more interactive, thanks to the language's relatively easy declaration of relationships between the game objects. Gentry released the source code for the first 5 rooms in this edition on May 17, 2006, and a playable demo was released on December 15th. In 2018, Gentry released Anchorhead, the Illustrated Edition. This new edition was completely rewritten in Inform 7, with revised and polished prose, redesigned puzzles, and new puzzles and backstory. The game also includes 51 black and white illustrations by Carlos Cara Alvarez. Unlike previous editions, previous versions, the Illustrated Edition is a commercial release available for purchase only. Wow, Tack, you must have a very slow connection. Damn. And then finally, the reception. Praise for the game was often directed towards its attention to detail in its descriptions, which built an imaginative and convincing game world. Also, some criticism was directed towards its puzzles in the latter half of the game, which for some meant resorting to a walkthrough. Oh boy, I hope it doesn't. I hope it's not quite that bad, but we'll see. We shall see. Actually, yeah, this one we should do. Why don't we do a straw poll? Let's first do a straw poll just on people's familiarity with the game, and then we'll do. We can do one for the music. Let's see here. Yeah, let's put a minute for this one. So this was it, huh? He didn't continue. I mean, yeah, if it takes up a year, I'm guessing he did this on the side. I don't know if this was his full-time job. Probably if it was his full-time job, he would have spent more than 6 hours a day with it. So I'm guessing he might have done this as like a side project to his day job. Because otherwise, he probably would have spent more than 6 hours a day on it. Okay, most people never heard of it. All right. Yeah, vote 1 if you've played it. 2 if you haven't played it but you know of it, and then vote 3 if you've never heard of it. Has anyone seen this streamed on Twitch before? Just curious. Because obviously, some people stream Infocom games, so I haven't seen much non-Infocom text adventures on there. All right, and then oops. Oh, why not? Let's take a look at the. Why don't we take a look? We can take a look briefly at the illustrations for the version we won't be playing. But hey, Wabo, Wigmoose, and proceed. Yeah, so this is just the game itself, but yeah, pretty nice. So I guess they did like different scenes or rooms, locations in the game. Nice art. Yeah, looks. Yeah, it's a nice style. Yeah, does Tom play? Oh, I think he's played a few Legend games. I'm not sure which ones though. If he did any of the IF Legend games. All right, let's do a last call for time guesses because we'll be locking that up pretty soon. And then in the meantime, we can do Anchorhead background noise. So 1 will do say like mystical music, which is kind of what we've been listening to. 2 will be like more like kind of horror, unsettling music. 3 will do like fire, crackling fire sound effects, or like ambient noise. And then 4, I guess we can do like What, snowstorm? Well, this takes place, what? Oh, maybe we should do like a windy ocean sea kind of thing, because it takes place in a fishing village, right? Well, let's just say like windy ocean. That's kind of cool. That could be a cool thing. All right, so this is just a vote to see whatever. I mean, we can always change it up later, but might be fun just to see what people would prefer as far as background music slash noise here. The non-stop foghorns. Oh, man. Okay, a lot of votes for the horror music. We got one for fire, one for the mystical. Yeah, I'm kind of considering what we're listening to now, like the mystical music. One for windy ocean. Oh, Miri, you voting for, yeah, vote 5 for nothing. Yeah, a few more votes there for Ocean. Wow, that overtakes horror music. Yeah, you can switch your vote if you want. Yeah, the current is like mystical music, so vote, if you like the track you're listening, vote 1 now. That's the mystical music. All right, yeah, 4-3, very close vote, 4-3 to 2. But yeah, we'll try to find Windy Ocean. Again, we can always switch if it doesn't end up working. But we'll give it a shot. We'll give it the Windy Ocean or something. Maybe it'll be like dock noises or harbor noises. Something, I guess like water. You know, either at sea or on the docks or something kind of like that. Windy. Let's see. Yeah, heavy rain and wind sounds. Windy, stormy night on beach. That could be maybe good. Let me just see if they have any like windy sea. Oh, we might want to do the beach. Sea storm with, ooh, yeah, this might be good. Oh, that has thunder though. That might be a bit too intense. We'll demo a couple of these. So this is more like storm. But it is atmospheric. Oh, seaside storm actually. Hang on. This might be what we want. Let's try this one. The rain's a little bit too intense with this one. Yeah, okay, I think the first one was better. Yeah, okay, I'm with this one. All right, we'll give this one a shot. Yeah, by the way, if you find something, yeah, like, if you just do a YouTube search for, like, hours and then, you know, wind or sea, you know, rain, storm, you know, use your search terms, but usually if you include hours, you can find some good long ambient tracks. All right, cool, yeah, we'll give this one a shot to start out with. But it looks like there are plenty of others we could try, so not concerned at all. Okay, so let's turn off the no longer accepting responses for our time guesses. Okay, let's do. Alright, did we have any double S? Yeah, we had 2 from Dr. Bartek, so we'll kill the older one. 2 from... Oh, we have another. Okay. Alright, got our time guesses here. And let's do deaths. Yeah, this particular track, Carful, is like 10 hours. I'm sure it probably repeats itself within, but it's a long one. Alright, did I copy that? Yes, I did. Alright, so let's look at the, here's what you stand to win, depending on how close you are. Monastic, the low guess, 5.5 hours. Shabby, the first over 6. Mary, the first over 7. Shrademan, 9 hours. EDR, 10 hours. Dr. Bartek, 11 hours. Deck Bash, 12. Nico, 13. Noble, we jump up to Noble at 16. Materian, 17 hours flat. Knox, 18 hours. Silo, 19. Akago and Travis, both 20 hours. Olamar's 22. Morgan, 24. A full day. Lassie Fellow, 25 hours. Carful, the high guess, at 29 hours and 45 minutes. And then another, I'm not sure if this was Knox or Matt, again on behalf of Knox, who says, eat more chicken. There's actually a new, my wife is happy because there's a new Chick-fil-A that's opening close to us. It's actually kind of equidistant to the one that is already open, but maybe sort of certain traffic conditions, that one could be closer. Oh gosh. Nayar Lahotep, that's one of the Cthulhu monster gods or whatever, says eternity. Beavis says, you said head. Alright, and then we have our death guesses. Here's what you stand to win. We got Matt and Dr. Bartek both say no deaths. LZ, the first over 10 deaths. Noble, 20 deaths. Shrademan, the first over 30. Moth, 40. Materian, 50. Mantis, 60. And it looks like Olamar's had the high death guess at 66 deaths. Beavis says 69, of course. Nyla Rahotep says Cthulhu Fatag. And Nox says no justice, no beef. Hey, welcome, M. Saster. Yeah, I've started seeing that. I think it's a new Twitch thing that they're putting that user notice or what have you into the stream or into chat. For sure. Yeah, Tack, we will be using Trizboard. Yep. Trizboard indeed. It's a place called Chick-fil-A. Shabby. Yeah, it's just an American like chicken place. Like itself, I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. My wife likes it quite a bit for some reason. It's just fast food, but it's a mascot of they just have chicken, but the mascot is a cow with the slogan "Eat more chicken." So yeah, that's why to try to get people, go stay away from hamburgers, go for the chicken instead. It is a clever mascot for sure. Alright, so are we all ready to go? I guess we are all ready to go. Yeah, it's 3 days. Score of 100 points, so we'll give out one Cedric. For every point we score, we'll give out one Cedric, I think. Makes sense. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, let's just do one right before we get underway, one final opportunity for if anyone wants to make any buys. And then we'll get started with Anchorhead. Oh yeah, Nando's. Yeah, Nando's Peri Peri. I hear you, Moth. I think the closest one to me though is actually in DC. I'm not sure if there's. Yeah, where's the closest Nando's? Yeah, I mean that's more like quality chicken. I mean that's not exactly fast food though. Yeah, it's like the South African chicken. Oh yeah, it's international. Yeah, they definitely have Nando's Peri. People just here call it though Peri Peri. They don't call it Nando's. They call it Peri Peri. See where the closest. Oh, there's one in Fairfax. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize. Okay, wow. Oh, and there's one in Boston and Rest. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so there's one actually that's like 4 miles away from me. I didn't realize it was so close. All right, I take that back. Yeah, I've got like... So to answer your question, Moth... Shabby! Wow, thank you for the $25. Much appreciated, Shabby. There you go. That's probably going to handle two Chick-fil-A meals.
Chick-fil-A for Hippo and wife.
Thank you so much, Shabby. Much appreciated. Thank you. Very generous. Yeah, it turns out there's at least 4 and maybe 5 within 10 miles of me, Moff. So yeah, they have quite a number, at least in this area. I don't think they had any in the New York area. Maybe they've expanded since then. Yeah. Yo, it's definitely not British Moff. I mean, South African chicken, right? First of all. So yeah. Oh, look, there you go. Dark says they're a lot in Canada too. So yep, not British or Welsh or anything. Thank you again, Shabby. Yeah, they didn't have any when I lived in New York area, and then moved down here 4 years ago. Yeah, they didn't have any in the New York area, but they might have moved out there. I don't know. No Nando's in Sweden? Oh. Yeah, I wonder where... Here, view all of this. Okay, yeah, so in the U.S., they just have Illinois, Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. So that explains why there's so many around me. Most of them apparently are in the D.C. area in the U.S., and then there are also some in Illinois. But that doesn't include, obviously, the ones in Canada or internationally. So I'm just looking at the U.S. probably website. But anyway, okay, we got way off topic here. No one's making me buys, so I'll turn off buys. Yeah, okay. Turn this off. I think we're ready to get underway. Yeah, we're just about to get underway. Just need to get set up here. Let me restart that. Alright, yeah, this game will require mapping as well, so I'm just rearranging the windows because it's a little bit of a different setup for me for a text adventure. This way we can get chat going too, which is great. Hey, Sprint. Oh, at least you've been there though, you know about it. That's good. Yeah, I'm overdue. I probably haven't been there in like, I don't know, year and a half, something like that. This was my last trip, probably. Okay, so let's get going. This is game 124. This was, by the way, Bisclaverit's viewer pick, which he made more than 2 years ago. So this is a viewer pick from December 27th, 2015. So a long time coming. We finally have gotten to Anchorhead. So let's start the game timer. Get underway. The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear. And the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. H.P. Lovecraft. Press R to restore any other key to begin. November 1997. You take a deep breath of salty air as the first raindrops begin to spatter the pavement, and the swollen, slate-colored clouds that blanket the sky mutter ominous portents amongst themselves over the little coastal town of Anchorhead. Squinting up into the glowering storm, you wonder how everything managed to happen so fast. The strange phone call over a month ago from a lawyer claiming to represent the estate of some distant branch of Michael's family was bewildering enough in itself. But then the sudden whirlwind of planning and decisions, legal details and travel arrangements, the packing up and shipping away of your entire home, your entire life. Now suddenly here you are, after driving for the past 2 days straight, over 1,000 miles away from the familiar warmth of Texas, getting ready to move into the ancestral mansion of a clan of relatives so far removed that not even Michael has ever heard of them. And you've only been married since June, and none of this was any of your idea in the first place, and already it's starting to rain. These days you often find yourself feeling confused and uprooted. You shake yourself and force the melancholy thoughts from your head, trying to focus on the errand at hand. You're to meet with the real estate agent and pick up the keys to your new house while Michael runs across town to take care of some paperwork at the university. He'll be back to pick you up in a few stings. Sting, thanks so much for the host, or for the raid. It's a raid from Sting X2 and the GBA thing. Thanks so much. Hey, how's it going, Sting? Were you able to beat F-Zero? Just in time for the start of Anchorhead. He'll be back to pick you up in a few minutes, and then the two of you can begin the long, precarious process of settling in. A sullen belch emanates from the clouds, and the rain starts coming down harder, fat, cold drops smacking loudly against the cobblestones. Shouldn't it be snowing in New England at this time of year? With a sigh, you open your umbrella. Welcome to Anchorhead. The first day. Oh, we made it to the first day. Day 1. I was far from home, and the spell of the eastern sea was upon me. H.P. Lovecraft. Oh, you did beat it. Nice. Oh, it was Zophar's tip about not pressing on the accelerator around curves. It's a Rufus raid. A raid of Rufus ruffians. Anchorhead, an interactive Gothic by Michael S. Gentry. Type help or about for some useful information. Release 5, serial number 990206, Inform version 6.15, library 6/7. Outside the real estate office. Bark, 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 bark. A grim little cul-de-sac, tucked away in a corner of the claustrophobic tangle of narrow, twisting avenues that largely constitute the older portion of Anchorhead. Like most of the streets in this city, it is ancient, shadowy, and leads essentially nowhere. The lane ends here at the real estate agent's office, which lies to the east, and winds its way back toward the center of the town to the west. A narrow, garbage-choked alley opens to the southeast. Ah, here's Biss. Start of his game. And Biss, thank you for the host. Okay, so a couple of things as we're getting underway here. First, let me just... Wow, this is a long location name. So this is the first, I guess, IF game we'll be playing, at least using Frauds, that is not an Infocom game. So I'm a little bit in uncharted waters here. So I have to see what the text parts are like, what everything's like, so we're definitely going to have to type help just to see how this all works. Alright, things you might like to know about this game, about the author, credits and thank yous, how to play interactive fiction, a short tutorial, and the trophy room. Yeah, so we definitely want to go through... I mean, this is essentially the game manual, more or less. So we're definitely going to have to take a look at this. About this game. Welcome to the 5th release of Anchorhead. Oh, so this must be the 06 release. Oh, shoot. I mean, I got the one that was, again, it is freeware. Or at least, not the remake version, but the text-only version. It was freeware, but I guess, well, let's see what he says about it. Version 1 was released in May of 98. Since then, I've patched up some bugs, cleaned up some code, revised a few puzzles, and added a substantial amount of background and history to the game. The story, however, remains essentially the same. If you played Anchorhead before, you won't find any alternate endings or branching plot lines. Hopefully, though, you'll find something new, some surprising details here and there, which will make the game enjoyable through another play. This was the first game I ever designed. Oh, so he did do some games post Anchorhead then. Nearly all of what I know about Inform I learned by trying to implement it here. It isn't perfect, doesn't even live up to my own standards about how a really good game should be designed, but I'm pleased with it nonetheless, and I hope you enjoy it. Some things you should know about Anchorhead. It's a pretty enormous game. There are lots of rooms to explore, lots of things to mess with, and they don't all necessarily contribute directly to solving the game. Don't be daunted. Don't spend too much time banging your head against a locked door. Many of the keys only come to you in the course of time as the story develops. If you're at a loss for what to do next, wander around to the places you've already been. They may have changed since the last time you visited. Don't forget to look under and behind things, as well as in and at them. Okay, that's a good reminder here. Look under, behind, in, at. And hang on to your umbrella. Anchorhead is as much about uncovering a mystery as it is about accomplishing a goal. It isn't meant to be puzzle intensive, and what puzzles are there are not meant to be very hard. Oh, that's good news. Well, maybe. We'll see. You will often find yourself receiving points for simply finding clues and reading documents, and you will just as often find that those clues and documents aren't necessary to solve the game. It's fairly easy to finish without scoring all the points, which might be an incentive to play again and find which bits you missed. A note on the passing of time. For the most part, it doesn't. The main body of the game is divided into days, and the day ends when you return home and go to sleep. There is no objective clock. The day will not end until you actually go to sleep, and you will not be tired enough to sleep until you have completed certain key puzzles. When the status bar indicates that it is evening, you'll know it's time to go to bed, though you don't have to right away if you don't want to. I see. So basically, we unlock evening. If we get to evening, that means we did what we needed to do on day one, I guess. Hey, Materium, Glitch. Oh, shoot, you have to go to work now, Abyss? When are you leaving? The final chapter, on the other hand, does indeed have a time limit, and things start moving pretty fast. Oh, shit. If you've left things undone, you may find yourself running out of time. Ooh, okay, so yeah, we're definitely have to be careful with this save management here. What I'm promising is that you'll have plenty of time to get most of everything ready before the clock starts ticking. Hopefully we'll know what that means. Tragically, there are ways of trapping yourself in an unwinnable situation in this game, and although I've tried to provide enough clues to let you know when you miss something, it won't always be obvious when you do. That's where you, chat, will come in. Don't go throwing objects into the ocean until you're positive you don't need them anymore, and save often during the final chapter. Also, please note that no body parts have been implemented in this game. What? Don't go looking for your head or your hands or your legs or your boobs. You won't find them. I have implemented the grammar put finger on/in object and take finger off object. Since in a handful of situations, that has been a very intuitive response from my playtesters. Your fingers, however, are not actual objects in the usual sense, and you cannot interact with them in any other way. Okay. And finally, know this. This is absolutely freeware. If you really enjoyed playing this game, here are a few ways you could pay me back. Write a review, good, bad, or ambivalent. I appreciate criticism as well as praise, and I love seeing my name on the internet. Tell all your friends to play it. Email me and tell me what you thought of the game. Email me and tell me if you found any bugs. And stream the game on Twitch. I'm currently reachable at erdomia@concentric.net. And now, at long last, I would like to dedicate this game to my wife, Raimi, an exemplary human being who is wonderful beyond my powers of description and who promised me she'd play this when I finished, didn't get around to it in time, and has promised me again that she would play it when I finish version 2. I appreciate the support. Something tells me she probably still hasn't played it. Press space. Okay, so this is version 5. For those, I don't know, Biss, Nico, for those who know the game well, like, should we be playing version 1? Is it okay to play version 5? Because it's, I mean, some of it was bug fixing, as well as, I guess, adding a little backstory. Not as much, of course, as the remake for 2018, but I'm wondering if this is still okay. No, it didn't say stream the game on Twitch. I just added that as a way to... He said he likes seeing his name on the internet, so I'm like, well, what if you see your whole game streamed on the internet? That's another good way to promote it, right? Okay, it's basically just patched. Okay, so it's fine to play this one. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll just play. Just want to make sure this was a good version to play. All right, let's take a look about the author. Michael Gentry. What is he good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Say it again now. Send your critiques, accolades, and/or death threats to edromia at concentric.net. That last dot wasn't a dot, by the way. It was the end of the sentence. I've also written a shorter game called Little Blue Men. It won 7th place in the 1998 interactive fiction competition, so it might be worth looking up on the ftp.gmd.de. I'm curious, is Little Blue Men on our list? If not, should it be? It is on the list. Game 1606 can be picked. Yeah, you know what? We should email him. Let's see. Let's. I don't know if that's still a valid email address, but probably the website for the game probably has contact information. So yeah, we can. When we finish the game, I think we should. Yeah, we should write him a consensus praise/critique, whatever we thought of the game. If anyone knows anything about restoring antique typewriters, drop me a line. Thanks. Okay. Credits and thank yous. Anyone who has ever read anything by H.P. Lovecraft, or even stood downwind of someone who has, will immediately recognize his influence throughout this game. While I strove to add a fresh twist to certain conventions, it is still, staunchly and without apology, a genre piece. The quotations at the beginning of each segment are from supernatural horror and literature, The Festival, The Dunwich Horror, The Dunwich Horror Again, and Call of Cthulhu, respectively. I adapted, or swiped, the Telescope Puzzle from Brendan Weiber's Theater, another excellent informed game in the Lovecraftian mode. It was a nifty idea, and I trust he won't mind that I borrowed it. There's simply no way I could ever adequately thank all my beta testers. They are truly princes among men and women. These are people who willingly gave up the enjoyment of playing a new, original finished game in order to clinically and joyously take it apart, bolt by bolt, cracking open all the secrets and surprises, and spoiling it for themselves forever. It's a rotten, thankless job, in my opinion. You guys ought to form a union and start demanding wages, really. And so, thank you to my original team of beta testers, and there's everybody, including Brian Llama Boy Yuri, especially for the web space. The insights and suggestions of these fine, patient people were indispensable in transforming a sprawling, half-assed pile of barely interactive yak dung into the polished juggernaut you are playing today. Thanks to Dr. Graham Nelson for providing the programming language and the compiler. Thanks to Andrew Plotkin. Remember, he beat out Anchorhead with Spider and Web to win the 1998 Best Game Award. Andrew Plotkin helped streamline the code. Thanks to Irene Kalachi for reminding me to breathe when I hit the 64K limit. And thanks to L. Ross Rajewski for excellent suggestions on how to dodge it. Thanks to everyone who sent critiques and bug reports to me throughout versions 1 through 4. And thanks to everyone who answered my frantic posts on rec.arts.intfiction. And heartfelt thanks to my wife, who put up with me and acted interested even when I explained the whole smart commas controversy to her. Is that like an Oxford comma? Smart comma? And thank you, Craig. I finished what I started. Vineyard. Oh, did they really, Materian? Wow, that's pretty cool. But again, I bet these weren't. I'm sure these were just like enthusiastic, hobbyist or enthusiast IF guys. I'm sure they weren't like professional beta testers. Probably just like the online community or something. The FTP site is dead. That's too bad. But there is, by the way, yeah, there is. Where is it? Yeah, Anchorhead /game.com. So this is for the illustrated version, the remake of what we're about to play that was just released this year, 2018. I'm actually looking here. Do they have any contact information? I mean, it's a standalone microsite here, but nah, it's just purchase information. Okay, too bad. All right, yeah, so we can probably try that email at the end to see if that works. So you can buy it on Steam and itch.io. Anyone familiar with itch.io as a game platform? All right, how to play interactive fiction. Oh boy. I mean, do we need to go through this, or? Cause I want to know, did he just use the Infocom way of doing things, or is it different? Okay, we know. Okay, this looks pretty standard. Anchorhead recognizes roughly 2,230 words. Oh, it's really independent games. Oh, cool. That's cool. Oh, it's a trash heap in general. Oh, no quality control. So you probably got a ton of like random crap in there. Ah, got it. Oh, reading material is one of the sections. Okay, we'll check that out. 225 are verbs. The rest are nouns, adjectives, and the odd preposition here and there. Complete list of every possible command would be too exhausting. The best way to get a feel for how to talk to the game is simply to experiment. Okay. I'm just going to quickly scan just to make sure. Okay, so directions looks pretty standard in terms of moving around. Usually if you leave a room by going north, you can get back to the room by going south. However, this does not always hold true. Shit. Okay. It'll tell you what the exits are. Distances are relative. Okay. You can sit, stand, climb, jump on objects. You will sometimes be able to crawl into. Okay, I'm going to take notes on this. Sit, stand, climb, jump, crawl into. You'll occasionally encounter exits that lead up or down. Don't be shy. In order to solve the mysteries of Anchorhead, you may find yourself having to squeeze into some rather unpleasant and even dangerous places. Okay, looking at things. Okay, you can look around or simply look. Or okay, L for short. That's good. And X. Okay, good. So they do use the infocom thing. Game automatically provides a description. You can do describe off and on. Occasionally, objects will be hidden. You cannot simply look for an object. You must specify where you want to look. You will find objects that you can look inside, as well as objects that you can look behind or look under. Oh, wow. Windows that you can look out or through. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I had look under, behind, in, and at, but apparently there's also for, inside, out, through. There are containers and piles of stuff that you can search. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Need for Speed, use the exact font and layout as Need for Speed. Oh, that's funny. That's one of the itch.io games. Oh, you found his profile? Well, I wonder, what are the odds that he sells the same email address he had in 2006? Okay, manipulating objects. Okay, you can take it to pick it up, drop it to leave behind. Do we have an inventory limit? Let's see. You can put objects on, inside, and occasionally even under other objects. Okay. So we can put on. So I'm just going to use this as like a resource when I'm thinking of like ways to different commands under. If you want to retrieve those objects later, you can remove them. Okay, or you can take them. You will probably accumulate quite a number of objects. Excuse me, as the game wears on. To take stock of what you are carrying, check the word inventory or I. You can push, pull, raise, lower, or turn. Doors you can open, close, lock, or unlock. Flammable objects you can light or extinguish. Devices that you can switch on or off. Controls that you can set to different levels. Even items of clothing that you can wear or take off. Many verbs available to you as well. Don't be afraid to experiment. You might be surprised what the game allows you to do. There are a few advanced tricks as well, which can save you some time. The game will allow you to use pronouns, it, him, her, or them, to refer to objects that you've most recently been interacting with. You can also enter two commands at once, separating them with the word then. Pick up the fish, then put it in the bucket. Okay, so this is like standard from Infocom then, I think. Oh, wow. You can also perform other actions, yada, yada, yada. Take everything. Cool. Or take all, maybe. There are times when... Okay, so Z works for wait. So it looks like he really is just leveraging the Infocom way of doing things, more or less. Communicating with others. Simple ways to communicate. You can ask someone about something or tell them about something. Usually you will get the same responses if you asked him. Okay. Sometimes tell you that you can't think of it. Oh, look at this. Whenever you learn a new snippet of information, an important name, for example, or a juicy rumor, make sure and ask people about it. You may find that you now have much to say on the subject. Okay, so we should probably have like a, I don't know, keywords maybe? We should keep a running list of those. I think we should do that. You can show an object to a person, or if you're feeling generous, you can outright give it to them. You can also ask a person for an object, though they may not always be willing to hand it for free. You can try to issue commands to other characters in the game. Okay, that's the same like Infocom. Okay. There are a few other commands that by common sense typically apply to living people. You can, for example, wake up people if they are sleeping, kiss them if they are feeling affectionate, or attack them if you are feeling aggressive. Whether this would be a wise move is, of course, up to you. Alright, reading material. You will occasionally find books, letters, and other old documents, which you can read. Rex! Rex-a-doodle, thanks very much for the sub! Welcome to the Rufus Ruffians. Thank you so much, Rex. How's it going, Rex? Thank you. Thank you for the support. Oh, and I've got to fix this as well here. Oh, good. So, okay. Thanks, Tax. So most Inform 6 games are like this. Awesome. Thanks so much, Rex. You will occasionally find books, letters, and other old documents which you can read. Oh, wow. You just played this? How far have you gotten? Or maybe you have even completed it. We're just reading about the obviously the reading material. Remember that if it's a book you're dealing with, examining it will usually provide you with a quick glance at the cover. Maybe the title page to really peruse the volume's contents. You must also read it. Sometimes you may have to look up specific topics in an encyclopedia, for example, or a filing cabinet. Consult encyclopedia about lemmings? Look up McLeod in City Records? Wow. Are both acceptable ways to phrase such a command? Just like when conversing with people, you do not need to use quotation marks, and also as in conversation, you will be unable to research certain topics until you've actually discovered those topics in game. I see. Okay. So yeah, maybe actually better than keywords, topics is a good way to... We'll keep a running list of topics. Alright, and then we have saving and restoring. Anchorhead is a long game. You probably won't be able to get through it in one sitting. You can save your place by typing save. You can restore. It's often a good idea to keep several save games. Okay, yeah, that all makes sense. Alright, backspace. Short tutorial. This tutorial is included to take you through the first couple of puzzles. It demonstrates what sorts of commands are available in the game and how to phrase them. The tutorial is designed to be read while you are playing, so you might want to print it out for convenience. Warning, oh, there's a walkthrough and contains explicit spoilers. Okay, so yeah, we don't want to read further. Backspace. Oh, I backspaced too far. Okay, what's the trophy room? Anchorhead is the proud winner of the 1998 XYZZY Award for Best Setting. It was also nominated for Best Game, Best Writing, Best Story, Best Puzzles, and Best Individual NPC for Michael. These awards all went to some very excellent, very deserving games, but I still get to brag about the nominations. Not bad, really. Not bad at all. Indeed. So, how far did you get? Were you, Rex? And when did you start it? Oh yeah, and was it the illustrated version from Steam? Well, I guess he was nominated for Best NPC, but it only won for Best Setting. But I wonder, like, just like Academy Awards for movies, I wonder if you what the staying power of some of the games are, and whether if they, if they awarded the awards today, like would it be differently with the benefit of time. Oh, just within the last half hour. Okay, got it. Cool. All right, so we are outside the real estate office. Let's just read this again because we just spent the last 20 minutes reading the whatever. Essentially the in-game manual. All right, so outside the real estate office, a grim little cul-de-sac tucked away in a corner of the claustrophobic tangle of narrow, twisting avenues that largely constitute the older portion of Anchorhead. Like most of the streets in this city, it is ancient, shadowy, and leads essentially nowhere. The lane ends here at the real estate agent's office, which lies to the east, and winds its way back towards the center of the town to the west. A narrow garbage choke alley opens to the southeast. Alright, so we'll probably want to start in the real estate agent's office east, but let's just, if we did look, does that give us the same description? It does. Alright, and there's no move counter, which is good. Oh, what we should do, by the way, is use the frots command. Can we do script? Yes, we can. Just so we have that to refer back to. Okay, so we're going to keep a running transcript of the game, and might as well do a save, right? I think we should. Okay. In half an hour? I don't think so. I don't think she did. Alright, so let's head east. Opening the real estate office door first. It seems to be locked. Okay, can we unlock the door? With the sky first, taking the sky. How optimistic of you. Uh-oh, this is a bad start here. In the distance, you can hear the lonesome keening of a train whistle drifting on the wind. Why would I unlock the door with the sky? Alright, can we knock on door? Rap on the glass sharply, peering through it into the dark room inside. Nobody answers. Strange, you just talked to the real estate agent, Miss Benson you think it was, yesterday. She was going to meet you here. Interesting. I beat it twice already. Alright, so we should say this is, let's make this dotted since it is locked. And we think, well, locked door to real estate agent. Alright, well here, let's just see if we can, there is glass, right? So there's a window, right? Can we look at the window? You can't see any such thing. Let's look at the door. The door is the glass front with the name of the real estate company, Benson and Brackhurst, stenciled across it. The blinds are drawn, the lights are off inside, and no one appears to be home. Odd, since the agent knew you were coming today. Okay. So we should also let's do a running list of people as well. So we have, I think Michael was our husband, right? And then we had Miss Benson was the real estate agent. I guess they do the... Actually, I guess we don't need really parentheses. Cody, thanks very much for the host.
Rigzardoodle was doing real good, yay. She was styling out there like a champion, yay. But guess who shows up, for no reason at all, to get his grandstanding and hot dogging in? You, man. You Ippolito, yay. You just couldn't stand to sit back with your feet up and watch the interactive.
Fiction champion in action. Thanks very much for the 100 bits, Matt. And thank you again, Gody, for the host. Welcome everybody from Gody's channel. Hope the pachinko is going well in the Mega Marathon. Welcome to Anchorhead. We're half an hour in, but we spent most of the time just reading the in-game manual, so we're just basically starting now. I thought it was shorter. Well, it was amusing at least. Yeah, so we're using Trizport Rex. All right, so can we break? Let's see if we can we break the door? Break the door. You're not here to vandalize the place. Damn it. Do we have anything in our inventory? You're wearing your wedding ring. Oh, nice. Your trench coat and your clothes. In addition, you have in your hand your umbrella. The pockets of your trench coat are empty. Oh, good. It's going well. Nice, Cody. How long do you think it'll take? What's your estimate as far as how long it'll take to beat it? I imagine it's a pretty... Wasn't Morgan saying she was Or who was saying? Someone was saying, no, it was Karu Tenjin. That's right. KT was saying she spent like hours as a kid trying to beat that game. That's right. Can we look at our ring? Staring at your wedding ring like that tends to make you sentimental. The rain slackens off momentarily to a weak drizzle, then returns afresh in a brief, freezing downpour. Umbrella. Olive green with a hook-shaped handle. It's a handy little thing when it rains. It's currently open. All right. Should we try waiting? Let's just try waiting to see if she shows up. A sudden gust of wind blows a cold spray of rain into your face. Overhead, the swollen clouds flicker ominously with a greenish haze of sheet lightning. Okay, it doesn't look like she's showing up, so we'll restore. Okay, so we can't get into the real estate office yet, because what's-her-name isn't there. We don't have a key to it. So we already have a to-do item, which is open, or really enter real estate agent's office. It's locked. Sheet lightning. 35 to 40 hours, damn. Oh, you're gonna beat all the machines. This is what I like about Goaty. He wants to experience all that a game has to offer. I really like that. Sort of the completionist without being like obsessive, but like in a good way, wanting to see everything. Oh yeah, that could make sense, Claycree. Yeah. He loves it. He loves it. Awesome. All right, what was southeast again? There was the alleyway. Yeah, let's go southeast. Why don't we? To the alley. This narrow aperture between two buildings is nearly blocked with piles of rotting cardboard boxes and overstuffed garbage cans. Ugly, half-crumbling brick walls to either side totter oppressively over you. The alley ends here at a tall wooden fence. High up in the wall of the northern building, there is a narrow transom-style window. Can we search the garbage cans? Yeah, Rex, I meant maybe if you just like YouTube for like maybe do a YouTube search for what is pachinko, you'll probably kind of sort of recognize it a little bit. But yeah, it's if you go to Japan and go to the arcades, they have like huge rooms dedicated just for pachinko machines. Like it's a huge in Japan. A man who stops at nothing. Yeah, somehow this doesn't strike me as the apt descriptor here for this window. Can we look at this garbage at all, or is that not the thing? The metal garbage cans are stuffed to overflowing with slowly decomposing refuse. Okay, can we search the garbage? You're not about to go digging through garbage. Oh, damn it. What about the cardboard boxes? The boxes are filthy, slimy, and soaked with rain. Take them all. You'll have to be more specific about which objects you mean. The boxes fall to pieces in your hand. Take the garbage. The garbage cans are too heavy to carry, and besides, why would you want to? Let's open the garbage cans. This stuff is really rank. You'd better just keep the lid on. Alright, fair enough. Alright, let's check out the window. That's what they want us to do. It's about 18 inches wide and a foot tall, with hinges along the top that allow it to swing out. It's currently closed. Oh, so this might break us into the real estate office building. Got it. Open the window. The window is too high. I see. Okay. So we need to open window in alley. Really reach the window in alley because it's too high. Maybe we can stand on the garbage cans. I don't know. Anyway, we'll pause here momentarily as buys are now open. If anyone wants to buy anything. Alright, we have from Glitch 3 more for Shannara. 3 poisonous snakes there. Shannara stays top of the viewer queue. I don't know, Rex. I do not know why everyone is so afraid of the dark. But perhaps we'll be able to answer that question after playing the Tale of Orpheus' Curse, as it moves ahead of Homie to Clown, Below the Root, and Twinson's Odyssey. Back into the top 10 at V8. Glitch, 3 guns for Eternam. Which is Glitch's ticket to get Shannara in there. 11 guns now for Eternam. I'm not afraid of the dark, Matt. Who you calling a wimp? You're the big wimp. As Orpheus Curse also moves ahead of Star Trek Next Generation, Final Unity, Bad Mojo, and Phantasmagoria Puzzle of Flesh up to V5 on the viewer queue. Ambrosine 3 for Microsoft Adventure. Moves ahead of Inca. Kills a Poisonous King, and also moves ahead of Dark Seed 2 up to R4 on the raffle queue. Actually, wait a minute. Did I move it one too many? I think I moved it one too many. I did move it. No, actually, I didn't. It should be R4. Yeah. Cool. Cody, 3 slots for Dylan Dog. Through the Looking Glass. Moves out of Alien Incident, Lost Files of Sherlock Holmes, and Realms of the Haunting. To V16. Nico. Oh, another one. Wow. Okay, I think that's the first slot buy we've had for Dylan Dog, not by Cody. Cody, you got a little bit of help there from Nico. Moves out of Chronicles of the Sword to V15 now. Clay, 1 for Hugo's House of Horrors. Moves ahead of Innocent Until Caught till V27. One slot from Knox for The Farm Nightmare. Moves ahead of Sign of the Sun. Into the top 20 of the raffle queue at why does I keep on messing up? R20. Travis, another gun for Eternam. Gives it 12. And I think we're cut up. Yeah, hey, McCaw. You're gonna, the Taking of Beverly Hills. Yeah, that'll be a tall task. But yeah, if you get other people to support it, it could happen. It could happen. All right, last call for any buys. Italian Dylan Dog comic game. Getting slot spot for by other people. Goatygasm. Love it. Love it. Yeah, what we probably should do is maybe we should do like an hour stream where all we do is do nothing but look at like trailers of games that are already on the queues. So if people have a better idea of some of the games that they haven't heard of, you know, like that's why for instance, that's why Mackenzie and company got so much support, because once people saw the trailer for like, oh, I don't know the prom dates and everything, and then people are like, oh god, I got to see that. So sometimes it's just a matter of being familiar with what it is. All right, so let's turn this off. All right, so let's resume. Thank you everybody for your buys. All right, so we're back to the alley here. Yeah, it seems pretty certain that they said the window was on the north wall of the building as well. So, window. Yeah. So I'm sure that's the window to the real estate agent's office, which is just north. It should be just north of there. So that's probably what we need to do. So the door is locked, but the window, we might be able to. Can we stand? Maybe we can stand on the garbage cans. Stand on cans. Yeah, you guys would be up for that? All right, yeah, maybe we could do that. Maybe like on a night I don't have. Maybe like in between games we should do that. Yeah, probably a good idea. You clamber onto the wobbling garbage can. Ooh, precariously balanced. Okay, this could work. Open the window now. You still can't quite reach because the garbage can is too far away from the wall. Perhaps if you pushed it closer. Oh, that's not a bad idea, Rex. Yeah, we could do. That's actually a great idea, Rex. Yeah, I could do like a YouTube trailer playlist. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, Sharpie kind of does something similar with like Genesis games commercials. That is a good idea, Rex. That is a great idea. Hey, how's it going, Pat? Actually, Pat, you just got here when we just actually had a buy for your game. Hugo's House of Horrors just got another buy, so that's up to V27 now. Check is in the mail. Got it. All right, Rex. You can you can private message me for the what PO box I should send it to. Yeah, it was a long time ago for sure. I'm surprised it hasn't gotten more support, but I guess people are so familiar with it. All right, how do we get back on the ground? Can we push the can while we're still? Push can? Yeah, okay. Get off can. Carefully you descend. Push the can. You push the garbage cans around aimlessly. Okay. Push can against wall. Grunting and holding your breath, you manhandle one of the filthy cans under the window. I manhandled it? Really? Okay, stand on can. You clamber onto the wobble. Okay, you can just reach the lower edge of the window from here. Can we open the window now? You open the transom window. Excellent. The clouds overhead mutter restlessly to themselves. Enter the window. Closing the umbrella first. That's a good idea. It's a tight squeeze, but you just manage to wiggle through, dropping quietly to the floor inside. Oh, we got into the file room. Okay, awesome. So this is probably... I don't know, maybe we'll get into there later. But for now, do this. And then through the window, we were able to get into the file room, right? So by the way, I'm not seeing a score line at the top there, the way we would generally see in an Infocom game. Do people know if that's... Can we type in score to see our score, or how does that work, right? Because it's out of 100 points. Okay, this is actually via the window, so it's not exactly north, so I'm gonna like this. Okay, window. A half dozen Apple IIs, wow. Were they Apple IIe's? I think like I saw Apple IIc's and Apple IIe's, but I never hear of anyone having, well, an Apple II GS probably, but I never heard of anyone having an Apple IIa, B, or D. Yes, indeed, well parsed. Okay, it is score. Awesome. Oh, so it's not going to stay. Are we notified when we do score points? And again, they said that it's not necessarily for puzzles too, though. Peering through the murk, you can make out the blocky outlines of filing cabinets lining the walls and a doorway to the west. A window high up on the south wall lets in a very faint illumination. Okay, maybe we should put this here because now we need a room to go west. Okay, the south wall, yeah, that was to go back down to the alley. Got it. You've so far scored 0 out of a possible 100 points. You are at the threshold of a foreboding mystery. Okay, you are notified. Great, thank you. 3 pluses, 2 ES. Oh, oh, I've never, oh, yeah. Oh, 2 E's, got it. 2 GS, 2 GS's. Okay, you're awesome. I might, you know what, I know they're giving points. You know what, we'll also give out a Cedric for, like, when I think a puzzle has been solved, so I'll use my discretion to award additional Cedrics, not just for the points that we actually score in the game. I think that would be fair. All right. So we have filing cabinets against the walls, the doorway to the west. All right. Let's take a look at these filing cabinets. There must be hundreds of files here, too many to browse through. You'll have to look up something specific if you want to find anything. Okay, got it. So by the way, we did do this. I don't know, I guess, look up topics in file room cabinets. So we're going to have to do that later, but we just don't know anything right now. I mean, I guess let's just see how this works. Look up I don't know, Mrs. Benson? Miss Benson? In the filing cabinets. You don't find anything filed under that heading. Okay, so you just do look up to research something. That's cool. Do you have something for Anchorhead itself? No. Okay. Alright, we'll come back here. So this is good to know. So we'll just do our file cabinets here. Alright, so let's go to the door to the west. Into the office. By the way, this probably lines up with that, I would think. Pallid gray light trickles in through the drawn blinds. The office is deserted, papers still scattered across the top of the desk. The front door lies west. Oh, okay, yeah, this does connect to the front door there. Beagle QC, thanks very much for the host. Much appreciated. What were you streaming? Welcome. Welcome, everybody. The front door lies west, and the file room lies east. Sitting on the corner of the paper-strewn desk are a telephone and an answering machine. Someone seems to have left a coffee sitting out, half-finished and cold. Oh, man, that would be amusing if we drank that. Let's get a save in here. Okay, we got a telephone, we have an answering machine, we have papers. Let's take a look at the coffee first. Muddy looking and unappetizing. Who knows how long it's been sitting out? Drink the coffee. First taking the styrofoam cup. You take one sip and nearly gag. Awful stuff. You can hear a fly buzzing around, hovering over the back of your neck. Can we kill the fly? You can't see where the fly is. You're not even sure where the buzzing is coming from. SWAT fly. Okay, so we can't do that quite yet. All right. Can we take the cup with us? You already have that. Oh, really? All right, everybody. We have a styrofoam cup inside, which is some cold, murky coffee and an umbrella. We have a cup of cold coffee. We're probably gonna need the cup for something later. All right, we're gonna have to probably do a lot of stuff here. So let's we'll keep a running list of people. We'll keep a running list of topics. We should probably keep a running list of inventory items. So we have wedding ring, trench coat. Probably should look at our clothes too, by the way. We have styrofoam cup with cold coffee, and we have our umbrella. Okay. Your 1 weakness. Yeah, let's take a look at the our trench coat, I guess. You bought this coat during your honeymoon in England. It's a genuine London fog. In addition to looking very cool, it has several deep pockets in which you can fit just about anything. Oh, I hope we have an unlimited inventory. That would be awesome. All right, and then we also have clothes. A tasteful ensemble from Ann Taylor in muted browns and olive greens. You've been an autumn person since you were old enough to match your own socks. All right. So there was a telephone here, and there was also some papers, right? Sifting through the paperwork, you find nothing that catches your attention, so you can't even read them. All right. Don't have to worry about the papers. There was an answering machine here, I believe. A simple answering machine with a small display indicating messages received, a button labeled play, and a button labeled delete. How many messages are there? Look under clothes? All right, we'll do that. We'll do that, Audra. Hey, Servo. The display indicates there is one message on the machine left. Oddly enough, at 4:19 this morning. The display also shows that the message has already been checked. Okay. So maybe this message could explain why Miss Benson is not here to not meet us. So we'll play that in a moment after we look under our clothes. You're all there. Oh, that's good. We're all in one piece, Ardor. All right, let's play the message. For a while, there is nothing but a quiet hiss, followed by intermittent skirls of strange-sounding static. It sounds like one of those annoying glitches where the caller hangs up, but the machine keeps recording anyway. Then, barely audible through the static, you detect what sounds like a human voice whispering a single word. Parallax. The machine beeps. A brief shudder ripples up your back. You remember now. Verlac is the name of this branch of Michael's family. Okay. So that seems like a topic we would definitely want to look up. So Verlac is Michael's family. So we'll definitely want to do that. Let's check the phone. It's just an ordinary looking telephone. I mean, we don't have anyone to call, I don't think. Oh, Rex! A sub gift to Servo. Thank you very much, Rex, for the gift sub to Servo. Welcome, Servo, to the Rufus Ruffians. Welcome, Servo. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Rex. Let's pick up the phone, shall we? Pick up the phone. You start to dial out, but you can't get anything but a busy signal no matter how much you jiggle the receiver. Frustrated, you hang up. Alright, so they do have a telephone and answering machine here, so I'm just going to make note of that. There we go. Alright, let's go back. I don't think there was anything else here, right? Oh, we do have blinds. The blinds are drawn across the windows, letting in a thin trickle of light. They are coated with a thin film of dust. Can we raise blinds? That would accomplish very little. Alright, fair enough. Is there anything in the desk? The top of the desk is littered with paperwork, notes, messages, files, etc. The way most desks tend to get at the end of a busy day. A telephone sits in one corner next to a digital answering machine. There is a small drawer to the side. Okay. Let's open that drawer. Oh, it seems to be locked. We'll unlock the drawer, even though we don't have a key. What do you want to unlock the drawer with? My wedding ring, of course. That isn't even a key. Alright, so we have nothing to do here. We have to find key to unlock office's desk drawer. Okay. Well, it's not really an object, so it's okay. Alright, next up we need to, I guess, yeah, let's go back east, back to the file room, and now we can look up Verlac. Strange. The file on the Verlac property has been cleaned out. The title, deed, all the papers, all of it gone. There is, however, a set of keys tucked down in the hanging folder. You quickly pocket them. Your score has just gone up by 2 points. There we go. Alright, so we have our house keys, I guess. It's just an ordinary looking key ring. There are warning at get prop called with object 0, PC equals 16120. Will ignore further recurrences. There are 2 keys, a key to the house. Oh, and there's also a cellar key on the key ring. So we have a key ring. There's the house key and the cellar key. Yes, we are 2% complete. Hey, welcome, Vortex Queen. Which definitely means, by the way, we should be saving this here. We got the keys to our house. All right. And we encountered our first bug. Should we remember now? Michael S. Gentry said we should be reporting bugs. Anyone want to take a screenshot of this? You can submit it in. I'm sure they fixed it in the illustrated version. I mean, that was a pretty standard command there, just looking at the keys. Do we want to do anything with the folder? I can't see any such thing. Okay. All right, so looking up that worked. It doesn't explain why Benson, the real estate agent, didn't meet us, but I guess we'll find that out later, maybe. I don't think, yeah, we don't really have anything, unless we can look at Benson, but I doubt it. Yeah, nothing in that heading. All right, so I think we're good there. We may not need to go out through the window. Can we just go out through the front door? There is a front door line west. It seems to be locked. We can't... Oh, we can't open the door? Really? Not even from the inside, huh? Oh, yes. Yeah, we can unlock the office door. Excellent. Okay. The rain is still coming down, so you open your umbrella. Alright, so we did manage to unlock that door. is great. Can we, yeah, we can shorten this up a little bit. Alright, very nice. Next. Alright, so I think we're going now west into town. Narrow street. As the lane winds along from east to west, it narrows until the steep, jagged rooftops on either side of the street practically touch each other. To the south, a side street leads across Whately Bridge toward the center of town, and a twisting lane leads up a hill to the northwest. A short flight of steps to the north leads down to the local watering hole. Yeah, that's true, Tack, that's true. I was mostly being facetious, for sure. Oh, thanks, Rex. This is we did. This is the sea storm with the rain, wind, and rolling thunder. Because we're in this sort of, I think we're in a seaside fishing village, right, in New England. All right, so do we want to go to the bar so we can go to a bar or a pub? Center of town, or where's northwest? I'm guessing that probably leads to the house. Oh, it's north. Let's go to the bar first. We might meet some interesting people or something. Ah, yes, the local pub. You close your umbrella, as is your habit after coming indoors. The local pub. A dank, drafty old drinking hole lit by flickering oil-burning lanterns. Smoke collects in greasy pools among the rafters, and shadows crowd thick around. The bar runs the length of the room to your right, while to the south a low doorway opens onto the street. Okay, so we can also go right here. Mill workers and fishermen occupy a few of the tables, drinking beer or puffing grimly at long-stemmed pipes. Each is wrapped in his solitude, soaking up the general miasma, or dreary fatalism. The lantern sitting on the table nearest you sputters fitfully, throwing distorted shadows across the wall. Are we allowed to take that lantern? Because that would be awesome. It's an old-fashioned hurricane lamp with a tall glass chimney to protect it from the wind. The cotton wick burns fitfully in its reservoir of cheap oil. Oh, yes, thank you, Quakery. Did I never... Yeah, I guess I never reset that. It should not be 0. What happened there? Yeah, shoot, I turned off, but I never... Can we... Okay, last one was in 9:08. Now it's 9:30, so yeah, we'll just take 20 minutes off. So we'll set that to 40 minutes. Thank you for spotting that, Quakery. Okay, now it should be on. Thank you. Let's take the lantern, or try to. No one here looks as though they'd mind if you borrowed one of these lamps. Oh yes, casually you purloined the latest one, or the nearest one. Awesome. All right, so now we have the lantern. Very nice, very nice. Who knows if our house even has electricity, so that's gonna be of use. All right, what else is around here again? We got millworkers and fishermen, the tables.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
We purloined that lantern. We purloined it. Okay, can we, like, talk to some fishermen or something? The patrons of this place are taciturn and grim. No one speaks. No one looks anyone in the eye. No one, in fact, even looks up from his beer. A heavy aura of resignation, and it almost seems dread, hangs palpably over the whole crowd. Let's talk to the fisherman. About the Verlac family, apparently. Suddenly, although you wouldn't have thought it possible, the pub becomes even more icily silent. Even the lantern flames seem to pause their flickering. The nearest of the locals turns toward you, squinting through eyes like black glass embedded in his ancient leathery skin. His lips barely seem to move beneath his salt-encrusted beard. "Some things best left alone by outsiders, ma'am," he rasps. "Oh. Some things best left alone by decent folk altogether." Back in one of the darker corners, someone spits deliberately on the floor. And then all eyes are back on their beer. It's as if you didn't exist. at all. Oh yeah, exactly right, Rex. Yeah, Adventure Gaming 101. Take everything that's not nailed down, and even if it is nailed down, try to get rid of the nails. All right, let's see. Can we ask people about Benson? Do they know about the real estate agent? No one answers you or even looks your way. Is there a bartender here? You can't see any such thing. How about a bar? A dark and dour expanse of wood, pitted and scarred and stained with the rings from over 100 years' worth of slopping beer mugs. Are there beer mugs here? No. Beer? Everyone here seems to be well into theirs. Can we order a beer? That's not a verb I recognize. Buy beer. Regrettably impossible. You left both your purse and your wallet in the car. You're loving this town more every minute. Oh damn, we're definitely gonna have to come back here and buy a beer. I don't think there was anything else, was there? No. Okay, there was a room to the right, so we might try going east. The exit is to the south, though. Well, it runs the length of the room to my right. So what room is to my right? Just go right? Walk right? Oh, the room just extends to my right? Is that the idea? Okay. I think that's the idea. So I think it's a one-room location. Just the pub. Got it. Alright, so let's leave. As you make your way to the door, your foot strikes something under one of the tables. Oh, really? Okay, let's look under the tables. Some forgetful soul has left a flask underneath one of the tables, pushed into a shadowy corner. It's like, hey, don't forget to take this item. Alright, let's look at the flask. The label is faded and mostly peeled away, but what little you can make out seems to indicate that this is not a particularly distinguished brand of spirits. The words bootleg and rotgut come to mind, probably because they are the only words legible on what's left of the label. Alright, let's take the flask. Taken. Slipping in the umbrella into the pocket of your trench coat to get a hand free, we take the flask. Alright. Really? How do you mean, Tech? Are you talking about the room to my right? How I kind of misread that a little bit? Interesting. Is there anything in the flask? Let's look in flask. You can't see inside since the flask is closed. We'll open it. You open the flask, revealing about 3 swallows worth of cheap whiskey. Alright, that's good to know. Alright, let's close the flask. We have 3, well, let's just say cheap whiskey. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter if it's cheap. Whiskey, and then we have 3 pulls, if you will. Yeah, everything is apparently going to be in our pockets there today. Let's just look at the tables generally. Look at tables. Ordinary looking table. Look under table. Nothing else there. Nothing of interest. Alright, so let's go back south. The rain is still coming down, so you open your umbrella. Slipping the keyring into the pocket of your trench coat to get a hand free. Okay. Oh, are we we're holding the flask in our other hand. Wow. Alright. So we can either go south into the center of town. Northwest, I'm guessing, goes to the house. Let's go to the center of the town. Ooh, a sudden gust of rain puts the lantern out. Shit. Well, here's the question. Let's go back north. Can we light the lantern? Is it a gas? Oh, it's an oil burning lantern. Do we have a way of lighting the lantern? You don't have a match. Shit. Well, we were going to have to extinguish it anyway, so I'm not that concerned. That's fine. Alright, let's go south to the, I would say Watley Bridge, but it looks more like Waitley Bridge. Ori monument of crumbling moss-eaten flagstones, Waitley Bridge is possibly older than any other structure in the entire city. Ponderously, it spans the dark, torpid waters of the Miskatonic River, connecting the north and south halves of the city and occasionally raining bits of gravel and mortar from its underside into the water. It looks just wide enough for 2 cars to pass each other between the flanking stone parapets, but you wouldn't volunteer to try it. The clouds overhead mutter restlessly to themselves. Ah, got it. Okay, thanks, Tack. Good to know. Yeah, it's probably a good thing we're playing version 5 then, since a lot of the stuff was cleaned up a bit. Probably a good thing. Now I'm actually starting to think if we were going to some other area, maybe we should have gone northwest. Let's quickly check what was northwest. We also don't know... Well, actually, while we're here... I guess we have to probably continue south to get to the other side of the city. Or look at bridge. Parapets are about waist high, made of crumbling stone. By the way, can we die here? Let me test something. Stand on parapet. If you're gonna jump, then say so. Otherwise, stay off the parapets. Alright, jump. Throwing caution to the wind, you clamber up onto the parapet and leap off into space. A moment later, you are plunged chest deep into shockingly cold water. The current is not strong, however, and you quickly thrash your way over to a small ledge underneath the bridge, having suffered little worse than a ruined pair of slacks. Under the bridge. Oh, wow. Yeah, we are under the bridge. Yeah, you can use X to look at. Yep. Wow, we may have really lucked into something here. Just trying to kill myself here. Under the bridge, the ponderous stones of Whately Bridge arch overhead, casting this little concrete ledge into deep shadow. At your feet, the dark waters lap quietly against the stones with a hollow subterranean sound. Stone steps to the southeast lead back up to the street level. A small metal door, blotchy with rust, is set into the south bank of the river underneath the bridge. Yeah, this was a bit of luck here, wasn't it? Probably. I mean, maybe there's another street. Would have been a. If there's steps leading down, we probably, if we had gone to the next screen, we probably would have seen it. So maybe it's not that remarkable, but it still was funny. Under the bridge. That's a song. So let's say jump. So I'm sure there's probably like a regular south there too. Yeah. Okay, never mind. All right. So where are we? Under the bridge. So we have stone steps to the southeast that go back to street level. And then we have a small metal door in the south bank of the river underneath the bridge. Okay. It's just an ordinary looking small metal door. Open the door. It seems to be locked. Unlock door. First taking the keyring, slipping the lantern into the pocket of your trench coat to get a hand free. You go through all the keys on your keyring, trying each one in turn, but none of the keys seem to fit. Alright, so we do need a... Actually, so there are going to be probably multiple keys. Find keys to unlock. I'll just say find keys 4. We need the office desk drawer. We need the metal door under bridge. Alright. So we're not going to be able to do that. Southeast, I think was to go up. To the Riverwalk. What are we, in San Antonio? Alright, a low, irregular brick wall to the north divides this street from the steep, mud-slick banks of the sinuous Miskatonic, where a rusty iron gate provides access to a precarious flight of stone steps leading down the bank to the water's edge. The street bends south here, turning into a misty avenue between the trees. The town square lies west, a vacant lot lies to the east. So this actually could be more like this, perhaps. And they said west was something too? Town square, right. And there's a vacant lot east. So if we go north, are we going back to under the bridge? Yes, we are, okay. Got it. Got it. May as well make this be like... Oh, I guess we're not going to be able to. Okay, whatever. Alright, back to the... Wait, what? Southeast? Yeah, okay. So let's go to the vacant lot first, since that's probably a dead end. The vacant lot. Now we're getting kind of far. Where once a building stood, there's now only cracked pavement and rampant weeds. A high chain-link fence surrounds this vacant lot. The only breaks lie to the west and southeast. A filthy old mattress lies among the weeds and over in one corner of the lot. Oh boy, a filthy mattress. The mattress is stained and beat, oozing stuffing in several places. From the cans and food wrappers scattered around it, it looks as though somebody's been using it as a bed. Oh, it's a hobo mattress. Okay. Alright. Let's smell the mattress. Can we lick it too? The mattress reeks of stale booze and urine. Oh, we got another downpour of rain here. Let's lick the mattress of urine. Oh, it's not a verb you recognize. Taste the mattress. You shouldn't go around putting your tongue on strange objects. Alright, can we search? Maybe we should look under the mattress. Someone could have put something there. You find nothing of interest. Look inside mattress. Warning! At Get Child called with Object 0. PC1 DDCE will ignore further occurrences. There is nothing on the filthy mattress. They were asking us for it, material. They were asking. We gotta try fun stuff. It's not something you can open, okay. Can we push the mattress anywhere? The mattress is extremely dirty and probably infested with bugs. You just as soon not even touch it, much less drag it around with you. Alright. Was there anything else here? I think there was weeds, right? You needn't worry about that. Alright. Cracked pavement. There's a fence. Just an ordinary looking chain link fence. Can we climb the fence? The fence is too high to climb. We got another train whistle. Alright, let's go southeast. Oh, we made it to the wharf. Look at this. Alright. By the way, I'm wondering, should we be keeping a running list of, like, I'm wondering if we're going to have to, like, optimize this later, if we should be keeping a running log of, like, productive actions that we're taking. For example, well, certainly the ones that are worth points, but even things like, you know, pushing the can against the wall and climbing on top of the cans to open the window, like, I don't know. I don't know how forgiving or unforgiving the game is, to whether we're going to need to do that or not. Alright, so the wharf. The gentle creaking... Yeah, only the last one at a time. Oh, that's true. But we might get into like a Walking Dead type situation, though. That's the only thing. Even if there's no time limit. The gentle creaking of hawsers? What? Oh, we gotta do... What is a... Okay, that I'm not familiar with. Hawser. A nautical term for thick cock? What? What? I was with you at nautical because we were at the wharf, but yeah, I don't know. Apparently those hawsers really do their own fair share of creaking. Perhaps only when in use. The hollow slab of water beneath the wooden pier provide a faint counterpoint to the endless rhythmic surging of the sea. The fishing industry, like the paper industry, has all but died away in Anchorhead. Nonetheless, there are still a few boats tied to the pier. A path leads back through an opening in a chain-link fence to the northwest. Otherwise, it's just you and the ocean. An old discarded tin of fish oil sits at the end of the pier. Candy? I'm surprised that's even like an Urban Dictionary term. Okay, it's a type of rope. Thank you, material. For mooring or towing ships. Okay, that's helpful. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Alright, let's take a look at this tin here. It's dented and rusty, and you can barely make out the words Skagen, Denmark printed along the side. The lid is closed. Alright, let's take this tin. Okay, let's save as well. Alright, open the tin. I mean, there's fish oil. I don't know if we want to be opening this if we can't close it, but let's see. You open the old tin, revealing a smelly quantity of fish oil. Let's look at the oil. It's a viscous, nasty-smelling goo made from and made for feeding fish. Not very appetizing. Smell the oil. Ugh. Another wave crashes against the rock, sending a cloud of spray into the air. Drink the oil. The very thought makes you want to gag. Alright. So probably there's no real reason to open this until we need to open it. But now we know what's inside it. Alright, so we have a tin of fish oil. Greasy, grimy goo. Oh yeah, we never got that sound effect of greasy, grimy goo. Hustle. Alright, so what else was here? We had piers and boats and such. There are some boats tied to the pier. Can we board any of the boats? The few fishing boats that remain look barely seaworthy, held together by barnacles and old habit. Can we board a boat? Out of our enter boat? The boats are not your property, and you have no desire to trespass on what is probably someone's last feeble source of livelihood. Fair enough. You needn't worry about the pier. What about the hawsers? Okay, don't need to worry about that. Alright, at least they have good error handling, for except for where there are bugs, but yeah. Alright, so far nothing back here. Can we enter the ocean? You jump on the spot fruitlessly. Dive into ocean. The water doesn't look inviting. The sea is the color of old pewter, surging and chopping restlessly beneath the clouds. Enter ocean. Need only as Dr. Prepstone, aka the pterodactyl. It's ground up cow udder, which when smoked releases all of the cow's hormones in addition to its remaining milk. It can cause anything from hallucination to seizure. Is that a real thing? Knox runs away screaming. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so we don't want to go swimming. Alright. Can we drink the water? I'm just trying to have fun with it. Do I mean the sea or the rain? Sea. You've no wish to drink from these dismal waters. How about the rain? You catch a few drops on your tongue and make a face. Tastes dirty. Unwholesome. Alright. Interesting, this was the only way to get to the wharf? So we can't go west or anything. There's really only one way to go from here, and that's northwest, back to the city. Alright, fair enough. Alright, back to the Riverwalk we go. So the town square is west. What was south? Misty Avenue? We don't know. Alright, let's go to the town square then. And now we're still missing what was on the other side of the bridge. We're going to have to come back to that. Eventually. Yeah, it's going bigger. A wide expanse of uneven paved stones lies open to the sky, bordered on all sides by the leaning, steep-roofed architecture that looms over everything in this city. The municipal courthouse stands at the south end of the square, next to the mouth of a dark alley, narrow alley to the southwest. Avenues to the west and east lead back into the cramped and ingrown streets, while the north is the Whatley Bridge. Really? The Whately Bridge. Okay, so this actually connects with this guy over here. So we're gonna have to remove these guys. Oops. Actually, hang on. Not just you three move. Oh, mess. So basically, this should move here. Don't think it much matters. Yeah, this should be a one-way, probably. Okay, so that's kind of like this. Where's this guy going? Oh, this should be connecting here. This vacant lot led to the wharf. These were never connected? How did that happen? Alright, town square, we haven't gone south yet, so that makes sense. We did say, what did we say? The Whately Bridge was to the north, right? Yeah, really, let's move this guy out of the way. Sorry, I gotta fix all this stuff. We should have just gone, like, straight up. It's probably something like, yeah, do it like this. That's fine. Alright. This, we haven't gone yet. Same with this. Maybe we can move this over here a little bit. Hey. Calm down. Alright, that's okay, right? I think so. Definitely safe. Okay. In the center of the square, rising from a circular lawn of unhealthy-looking grass and weeds, stands a strange stone obelisk. It seems to be a monument of some sort, although you can see no plaque or marker anywhere near it. Interesting. Any more information? The obelisk measures about 2 feet square at its base, narrowing slightly as it rises a good 15 feet to a bluntly pointed tip. An iron ring is embedded in the stone high up on one side, about 2 feet from the top. Dense, twisting hieroglyphs cover all 4 sides of the obelisk, although they are too worn to be read clearly. Okay, this seems like something that could also be a topic, quite honestly. I'm going to see if anyone knows anything about that obelisk. Can we look at the hieroglyphs? Oh, they are not Egyptian, which is what you first assumed from the general shape and design of the obelisk. In fact, though you're no archaeologist, these carvings don't look like any sort of ancient writing you've ever seen. The characters, which must have been carved very deeply in order to survive this much erosion, twist and squirm in disturbing ways, flowing into and through each other and almost seeming to shift slightly as you try to follow their lines. The effect is deeply unsettling, and you have to suppress an urge to take a step or two back away from the monument. Okay, so that seems like something else to ask as well. We'll put it on the same lines that they're kind of related, these topics. Okay, it's not a real drug? It's discovered by Winston Churchill. Oh, God. The clouds, okay, right. So we can't read them. I mean, I'm guessing we don't know what they mean. Okay, same thing as then. Alright, can we climb the obelisk? The sides of the obelisk are much too steep and smooth to climb. Okay, what about the iron ring? Oh, not the wedding ring. Iron ring. It's just an ordinary looking iron ring. So I'm wondering maybe we could like, find some way of like getting a rope up there? Not sure how that would work. Anyway, we'll probably want to decipher the hieroglyphs. Not hieroglyphics, but hieroglyphs on town square obelisk. It must be true on the internet. Alright, was there anything else here? Or do we just need to go west? Oh, there was an avenue to go west, and I didn't even see that. Well, I guess I did see it. West and east, right. What was southwest? There is nothing southwest. How do I have this? Okay. Oh, no, there is southwest. No, there's an alley there. Okay. There was something there. And there's the courthouse south. Got it. Alright. Yeah, let's go to the alley first, I suppose. Side alley. This is a featureless blind alley at dead end. Through the narrow and heavily shadowed opening to the northeast, you can see the square and the obelisk at its center. Okay, there's just nothing here. Fair enough. Alright, should we go to the courthouse? The courthouse is closed for the day. Okay. I guess we'll put a room for it anyway, until we have access to it. But we'll put a dotted line to indicate that it's not accessible yet. Probably want to check that on day 2. Check courthouse on day 2. Yeah, it might be like there's an event that happens there that we just, we have to sort of unlock with the plot or something. All right, let's go west to a dark corner. Oh yeah, right. We had to put in place a cooldown. I'm not sure. I thought we disabled that. I'm not even sure how that came back, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, as long as we don't, spam it, which we can't because of the cooldown, but also, go too crazy. Is there no like regular dictionary? We only have the urban dictionary available. We can't hook into the API for a standard dictionary, because it is helpful, especially. A, there's some like vocabulary words which even I, as a native English speaker, don't necessarily know. But then B, yeah, of course, we do have plenty of non-English or non-native English language viewers who it's also a nice helpful resource. So I do like the idea of it, but hopefully we could get like a real dictionary option. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and let's not bring that up, by the way. No one. Please, nobody try to define that. All right, dark corner. The rooftops above you lean so close together as to nearly block out the sky altogether, making this a particularly dark and unpleasant section of the city. The street leads away to the east, and a shadowy driveway leads through a high brick wall to the south. Oh, okay. So we are going to go south of here. Okay, but there's nothing really else here. Alright. I guess we could look at rooftops. The crumbling buildings of Anchorhead, with their ubiquitous peaked rooftops and ancient leaning gables, cluster thickly around you in every direction. Oh, let's look at the driveway. You needn't worry about that. Alright. Asylum courtyard? Oh god, of course there's an asylum. How did I not see this coming? Yeah. Oh, it's actually Asylum Courtyard. The grim, whitewashed edifice of Danvers Asylum bounds this tiny, shadowed courtyard to the south, its narrow, barred windows staring blankly down at you like ranks of shriveled, empty eye sockets. You can escape through a narrow gateway in the high brick wall to the north. Okay, that seems like another topic maybe to ask people. There's Danvers Asylum. I'm sure there's a backstory to this. Okay, yeah, I'm going to put that on my to-do, look into any dictionary options. Okay, we have windows. The whole place exudes a sense of oppressive claustrophobia. Standing in its shadow for even a second is enough to make your skin crawl. Even the seemingly innocuous motto emblazoned over the main entrance fills you with an inexplicable sense of foreboding. Okay, what does the motto say? Health, discipline, tranquility, emblazoned in an arch over the double snake symbol of a caduceus. Somehow you are not reassured. So here's another thing. What is I think we've seen this word actually before, but I don't remember. Caduceus. Name of a high-end assault rifle in the division. Okay, yeah, that's not helpful. See, the Urban Dictionary is more of like an entertaining resource rather than an actual helpful one. Is it the thing where the snakes are like... Yes, okay. This is the Staff of Hermes, yes. Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking about. But yeah, that's what Caduceus is. Alright. Cool. I'm not reassured. Alright. Are we able to enter the asylum? Okay, that's the same thing as looking at the windows. Enter asylum? The asylum is closed for the day. Okay. So, day 2, we're also going to have to check for... We're not going to be able to get into the asylum today, I guess. It's called a braid. Nice. Alright, so I don't think we can do anything here. Can't even go south. Yeah, okay. Alright, dark corner. So we saw all of this. There's no way to go... Oh, north goes back to the thing. We never went south of the Riverwalk, did we? So let's go back east. Chile Avenue. Perhaps it is merely the effect of some unwholesome vapor rising from the murky waters of the nearby Miskatonic, but the temperature along this street seems perceptibly cooler than normal, even for a New England autumn. 2 dirt roads lead south and southwest. Into the dense woods at the edge of town. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll probably want to hold off going there quite yet. A clammy mist hangs thickly in the air, seeping through your clothes and making you shiver. We also got a cold spray of rain to our face. Alright, let me just see what the... those screens are called. Deserted Lane. Oh, we're not quite the woods yet. So south we have the Deserted Lane. A gently winding lane makes its way through the birch woods south of town. New England foliage is famous for its splendid colors in the fall, but the oppressive weather and pervading murk have bleached these trees for most of their tint. The road continues south into the increasingly dense forest, and in the other direction heads back to town. A paved walk also leads east through the trees. Oh wow. Okay, I guess we'll come back here later. I just wanted to see if it just went immediately into the forest or what. Oh, before you can take more than a few steps, the mist coils its tendrils around you, freezing your marrow with its damp embrace. For one terrifying moment, you can feel it probing at your mouth and nostrils, seeking a way in. And then with a sudden wrench, you are free, gasping and choking and eyeing the mist with newfound wariness. So we can't go southwest? No, we cannot. Wow. It's the mist. May not be able to get by there. The mist seems to gather most thickly to the southwest. You can't see more than a few yards down the road in that direction. Wow. Okay. So we need to get by mist southwest of Chile Avenue. Oh, really? Oxford Dictionary. Nice. But it's probably not plug and play though with like Twitch accounts, right? With a bot. And yeah, I mean, if we have to like do any sort of development work. Oh yeah, yeah. If there's documentation where that maybe it's just a few things, yeah, that'd be awesome. Thanks, Glitch. Appreciate it. All right, so that's the mist. Yeah, let's head back north. We never went northwest of the narrow street, right? Let's head back to the Riverwalk, under the bridge. Oh, whoops, I didn't want to do that. You can't go up from here. Oh, yeah, that's the same thing. Alright, let's go west, Town Square. North to the Whately Bridge. North again, narrow street. Okay, northwest. Twisting Lane. The lane narrows here to little more than a badly cobbled sidewalk as it wends its way up through a series of tortuous bends and switchbacks. In some places, the street is so steep that steps have been cut into it, worn down over the years and slick with moss. Your progress is blocked at the top of the street by a blank brick wall. Oh, wow. We can't even make our way to our house? Maybe it was through the woods and deserted lane. So there's a wall here, huh? It's just an ordinary looking brick wall. Can we touch the wall? Nothing unexpected. Climb the wall. The wall is featureless and very high. There's no way over it. So there's just nothing here at Twisting Lane? Huh. For steps? Need more about that. Sidewalk? Alright. Fair enough. So we should have... I just assumed that was the way to the house, but apparently not. You take a few tentative steps down the lane, but it seems to lead only to a short switchback, bring you right back to the brick wall. You're not entirely sure now which... Oh, God, what? You're not entirely sure which direction leads back to the narrow street. This is like a troll area. Wait, there's one way in the wrong direction. There you go. Wow, really? Is it a maze or west, south, west? Okay, southwest made it. So here's the question. Is it always southwest or... Let's go back and see. Or is it random every time? Okay, it looks like it's always going to be southwest. North. Northeast. Northwest. Very faintly from somewhere over the rooftops you hear the faint quivering strings of a violin. Interesting. Alright, so yeah, southwest seems to be reliable. Okay, so it wasn't too bad. Just a different way of getting back, not a problem. Alright, so let's go oh, this, yeah, outside the real estate office. There we go. Alright, actually I could probably just abbreviate this. Whatever. We'll go with what they gave us. Alright, so let's head back to the, that lane. Riverwalk. You go south. Chili Avenue, Deserter Lane. Okay, go east to the paved walk. Oh. Merriam-Webster also? Nice. That might be better than that? Well, depends for what purpose. Merriam-Webster, Oxford, decisions. Alright, so this is the last opportunity to buy slots for today. Oh, we made it to a churchyard, by the way. I don't know. I'm just getting ready for that when we resume. I don't know. I enjoy the mapping. It's a very sort of like relaxing, sort of satisfying activity. Just doing this IF mapping. Oh, and I'm just gonna do a save as well, just because we haven't done one in a while. True. Alright, bigger one for Worlds Apart. Moves out of Bill Nye the Science Guy to V76. Oh, I feel like I can sneeze. Alright, last call for buys. Alright, and then we have from Dracano, 2 guns for Eternam and 1 for Chronomaster. Okay. That gives both games 14 guns. Thank you, Dracano. And we'll turn off buys here. Alright. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't think we'll have a problem exceeding 1,000 uses per day. Thanks, Materia. Yeah, why not? Go for it, Materia. Just, yeah, be warned that, yeah, I'm not a developer, so if it requires any, if it requires making my own code to connect to the API, that's not gonna work out. But if it's like a very straightforward process with setting up and there's documentation about how to do it, then I might be able to swing it. All right, so let's resume. Yeah, we got about 15 minutes remaining for tonight. So we're here in the churchyard. A low wrought iron fence, its spike-tipped bars bent or leaning at crazy angles, surrounds the overground yard of this dark, abandoned church. A gap in the fence leads back west, while a bare path beaten through the groping weeds leads around to around the church to the southeast. All right. So can we enter the church, though? The doors and windows of the church are all securely boarded shut. Let's look at the church. The hoary structure towers over your head, built of massive ancient stones that are now black with age and nearly buried beneath an invading tide of ivy. The doors and windows are boarded shut. The steeple is a jagged silhouette against the brooding sky. Yeah, it's the same as looking at the church. At least a dozen sturdy boards have been nailed across the sturdy oak doors. Even with proper tools, it would take you days to pry them loose. You can't see inside at all. The windows are completely boarded up. Remove the boards. You're not wearing those. Take the boards. The boards are very sturdy. Even with proper tools, it would take you weeks to pry them loose. Oh, now we went from days to weeks. All right. So we're not doing much with the church, it would seem. We do have a fence. The fence is about chest high and topped with nasty iron spikes. Is this like a Necropolis where we have to break off a spike from the fence? Weeds and ground vines wind up through the bars, much of which are bent and some of which are missing altogether. Okay. Can we take a spike? It's hardly portable. Okay, that's the same thing. Bar. Okay, same thing. How about weeds? Need to worry about that. Vines. Then we also have ivy. The ivy clutches at the weathered stones as if trying to drag them back down into the earth. Tough as it is, the ivy isn't strong enough to support your weight. Can we take the ivy? The ivy clings tenaciously to the side of the church. Pull on it. Alright, we can't do that. Alright, so we'll just go southeast. Wasn't much there. Alright, we're now behind the church. Matt, thank you for the host. The forest encroaches right up to the iron fence here, some of which is literally buried in the tangled underbrush. Oh, the fence is buried, got it. There are no doors on this side, although a wooden trap door over by the corner of the building probably leads into a cellar. The path leads southwest around to the front of the church. Southwest? Really? Okay. Interesting. Let's check out this door. The boards are old and warped, but still quite sturdy. It is locked with a heavy padlock. Oh. The padlock, which is the size of your fist, is so thoroughly rusted that it looks like one huge homogeneous lump of corrosion. Although it's still quite strong, you might be able to break it if you had something heavy enough. Ooh, do we have anything heavy enough to break the padlock? An umbrella, lantern, flask, tin? Not really. Break padlock with... I don't want to break the lantern. We better save here. Well, I just did save. Break padlock with lantern? You can't get in a good blow with the lantern. You need something heavier. Okay. So I'm guessing that's... the umbrella's not going to work. Yep. We need something heavier. How about... and the flask? Yeah, okay, so we need a heavy object to break the padlock. Okay. Break church cellar padlock with heavy object. Homogeneous? Oh, homogeneous. Yeah, of course. Sorry. Yeah, homogeneous. That is right. I was thinking, I guess, of the word homogeneity, probably. So that's why I was trying to say it. But yeah, you're right. Homogeneous. Yeah, heavy umbrella. Why not? It could be one of those big golf umbrellas. We gotta try with what we have. Don't forget, we do have this styrofoam cup of coffee. And we do have the cellar key. I mean, I know it's to our house, but let's just try unlocking the padlock anyway. Yeah, okay, none of them fit. Okay, what else was here? Anything? We should take a look at the fence. Okay, that's the same description we got before. Where was the corner of the building? Okay. So we have the cellar door. Alright. And they said the path leads southwest. Interesting. So if we go southeast, we can't go northwest. The wrought iron fence surrounds the entire churchyard. The only way out is around the little path to the west. Okay, so this is a one-way. Doesn't matter too much, but wrong one way. Oh, thanks, Rufus. Oh, a lead umbrella. Wow. That's interesting. You misspelled your name. I love it, Matt. I love it. Yeah, he's doing it phonetically. Alright, so we'll come back here later when we need to. Let's go back to the churchyard. I don't think there was any other direction here, so we go west. Deserted Lane goes south. Down the road. Homogeneous? What do you say? Well, you said homogeneous? Homogeneous? I mean, it definitely would say homogeneous. Homogeneous. Yeah, homogeneous sounds right to me. I don't know. Alright, down the road. The forest grows denser as you go, crowding thickly up to either side of the road. The groping, tangled branches block out what little sunlight there is left. Your footsteps are muffled. Whispering leaves and the slow drip of water are the only sounds you can hear. Beyond the watching trees, the shadows are impenetrably thick. The road stretches interminably, north to south. Is it just going to be like endless like this? You walk a bit further down the road, but it doesn't seem to lead anywhere, and the shadows grow thicker the farther down you go. After a while, you turn back, unable to suppress a shiver. Homogeneous? All right. This has gone on long enough. Let's get how online pronunciation here.
Homogeneous.
Oh, homogeneous. Yeah.
Homogeneous. Homogeneous.
It's like
Homogeneous.
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 I've heard homogeneous too. This one has more options.
Homogeneous.
Ah, dude. Homogeneous.
Homogeneous or homogeneous.
English is just such a terrible language, let's be honest.
Homogeneous or homogeneous.
It's just a terrible language. Alright, I don't know how you non-English speakers learned English, because it was just a hell of a time. Jeez. More power to you. Okay, so we can't go down further down the road, right? Yeah, and there's just like the forest and whatnot. The woods are ancient, thick with undergrowth and full of shadows. Branches creak, leaves rustles beneath unseen, half-imagined footsteps, and strange bird calls echo through the trees. I just had one idea. Should we dig through the stuff in the behind the church? Maybe we'd find a metal object there. Like a heavy object to get through that padlock. Oh, whoops. Go back to the churchyard. Didn't they say there was something buried in the tangled underbrush? Can we search the underbrush? Maybe there's something in there. Nothing of interest, damn. Dig. The sky, half the mystic of you. Dig in underbrush. Nah, I'm going to achieve nothing. Okay, I tried. Oh, what happened? Oh shoot, the timer's been off all this time? Shoot. Alright, I'll have to add. Thank you, Edvar. I'll have to see how long it was off for. Search churchyard. Can't see any such thing. Alright. Wait, how did we get down here? Oh, I'm still here. Yeah. Alright, whatever. Okay, so the one thing we let's go back. It seems like we've kind of found everything that's accessible for the moment. We'll probably need to do the start of the next stream. We'll probably need to do another like full sweep because I may have like missed some exits here or there. So we'll try that. But what I wanted to do is if we go back to the file room in the real estate office and just check out. We do have a few more terms now that are probably worth checking. By the way, did anyone call while we were gone? Okay, still 419 this morning. All right. Let's go in the file room. We need to look up. What did we want to look up? Where are our topics lists? We already looked up Verlac. Let's look up the obelisk. Whoops. Look up. Obelisk. Nothing. Hieroglyphs. Damn. Danvers Asylum. Just Asylum? Damn. That's too bad. Since we're here, I don't know. Otley Bridge? No. Did we see anything else of interest? Courthouse. Yeah, it would be good to know what the name of the church is, but we don't know that. Okay. Easiest language to speak badly. That's great. All right. Anything? Let's just go back to the pub and see if anyone there might say anything. Ask people about asylum. No one answers you. Obelisk. You can't think of anything to say about that for the moment. Hieroglyphs. No. Yeah. So where are we even finding, where the hell is even our house? Oh, we were driven here, so it may not be accessible by foot. Where was our car then? At the vacant lot? Or where is it? Where did we park? Outside the real estate office? Was our car there the whole time and I didn't see it? No, they didn't mention it. I can't see a car here outside the real estate office. Was it on? Did I park on the street? Oh no, I think they said that we were going to get picked up by our husband, right? Didn't it say that at the beginning? But then they said I left my purse in the car. But I think our husband dropped us off. What the hell? Did we... Oh, he dropped us off, but we forgot our purse in his car that he drove? Is that what happened? Okay, I'm looking just at the log. He'll be back to pick you up in a few minutes. Oh, okay. So, my question then is, if he's going to be back to pick us up, let's save here and see if he comes back. Let's wait. Does he come? So much for a few minutes. There's a train whistle somewhere. Yeah, huh. Michael, your conception of a few minutes and mine are very greatly. What can I tell you? Alright, so he's not coming back, at least, whatever. So, even though we got the keys to the house, if we can't find the house itself, that's kind of a moot point, isn't it? Jeez. Alright, that's the best we can do. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's probably whatever. We'll call it here for tonight then. Yeah, that was interesting though. I'm definitely intrigued to see where it goes. At least we mapped the town and the immediate surrounding environs. Got a feel for the game. The good news is that the parser's, very close to Infocom, so it's not requiring a lot of adapting or adjusting, what have you. So that's good. Why don't we host... oh, by the way, yeah, so no stream tomorrow night, but should be back probably Wednesday. We're going to host up Zofar again, because, again, he needs to support during... he's also playing Action 52, the Sega Genesis version of that. I think he's on the skiing game. We always use our support. Let's give out... again, light night on the Cedrics, but we're just getting the feel of the game, and... I don't know, did we solve any other puzzles? Probably not really, but we did solve one and got some items, and we got 2 points too, so at least it was something. So yeah, that'll do it for day 1 of Anchorhead as we explored the town and the name Verlac. That made people shut up real quick, didn't it? I got a bunch of items too and some keys. We're going to try to break our way into that church basement and a bunch of other locked doors that we've come across as well. So thanks again, as always, everyone, for watching, particularly during the IF games. I really do appreciate that specifically. It's good to have company on these. So thanks again, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Take care, and we'll see you Wednesday for more Anchorhead on the DOS Adventure Quest.